He literally just walked off the edge.
I just walked off this roof, and he had the wherewithal because, he's a painting
I'm sorry
contractor.
to laugh, but it sounds like a cartoon. You know what I mean?
That's how he described it.
Yeah.
He was like, I was like the cartoon where you just take a step and you're just like,
It's like Wile E. Coyote runs off the edge of the cliff and stands there for a second like, falls.
Falling anvil and, all those things.
Hold up a little sign that says, yikes.
Yikes. Yeah, but he, had the wherewithal, actually, to, I don't know, conscientiously, turn his body.
Yeah.
And what I didn't know is that
he landed on his feet.
He landed on his feet. He said he landed on both feet. I was like, there's no way, because...
Well, one of them took the impact.
It was the left, right. Ultimately, it wasn't his right. And I didn't know at the time that he had fallen on concrete.
Jeez.
Concrete.
I hadn't even considered that. Concrete?
That's very different than falling on grass.
Yeah, that's way different.
I didn't know that until,
I figured he landed on the ground.
Much later on.
The actual ground.
So what they call it is a pylon break. So just imagine, essentially walking, jumping, falling off of a roof 12 to 14 feet high onto concrete, and you land all of in your left leg. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
Totally. So they call it a pylon break. So it's like if you look at like a tree trunk, right? So you've got a nice solid tree trunk, and let's say you hack something into the side of it and it splits it. That's what it did. And so then the impact of that completely shattered his ankle. So when I looked at the x-ray, I could see the bits of fragments, and like I said, I'm no doctor. I don't know how to read x-rays, but it was very clear. And then they weren't sure at the time, if his foot was broken or anything, because it just wouldn't show up in the x-rays. So they bring him in to go, they have to reset the bone. So they send me out at that point. I'm out sitting in the waiting room. They finally come get me 45 minutes later, and they used ketamine. So, so he went in, did the surgery. It took about an hour. He came out post-surgery awful. His recovery was so bad. And what blew me away was that the orthopedic surgeon who did the surgery was like, oh, he, might be able to go home later today. And I'm like, what? Okay, I don't know who you are, but have you?
Yeah.
This is major surgery. And I thought, there's no way. Maybe Saturday?
No way.
And then I'm like, after how Friday went, I was like, no. Yeah,
so he fell on Thursday, or he fell on Friday?
Thursday.
He fell on Thursday.
Had the surgery at 11 o'clock on Friday. He was not out of recovery until probably 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
In pace with us as this personal journey unfolds here at the Healthcare Uprising, because this is a very in-house healthcare situation.
It really is.
That thing, that cool air thing going into his cast is probably the coolest thing I've seen out of this whole thing.
Yeah, even the nurses hadn't seen it before. The ortho doc was just like, we haven't really used this on anybody yet. No. So he was like, you're one of the first.
And Jake was like, it helps so much.
I know, it's genius.
Like he said, it's helped so much with the pain.
It's genius. Yeah, it's called, I can't remember.
Iceman.
The Iceman, yeah, called Iceman.
It's just this little box. I'll see if I can get a picture into the...
Yeah, and you fill it with half ice and then water, and then it just pumps cool air straight into the cast. I literally just had to accept a call about one of the pain pills that he needs, which is OxyContin, and we all know...
Which is a crazy name in medicine these days.
It's a serious narcotic. It's a huge part of his pain management protocol that he has been on in the hospital. So I'll talk about what that phone call was about here in just a second. Where was I?
We were literally talking about, the last thing you said was he's worried he's going to turn into an oxy head.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you. So
it leads in very well.
It does. And so anyway, we finally were like, okay, we're going to go home. We're going to go home on Monday. Totally ready to go. Had all the things in place because I got a wheelchair. I was getting a walker and a crutches and a shower chair and all of these things that were actually being given to me by friends so that I didn't have to go out and get them, rent them, buy them, all the, incur more cost.
You got to call the cerebral palsy people like Tanya.
I actually thought about that, but for a ramp.
For a ramp for your stairs outside.
Except. And by the way, I've worked in healthcare for 20 some odd years. Like, people come to me for advice.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Heather's the resident expert. I was a complete mess for days. So When you go through like a traumatic situation, everything goes out the window.
Yeah.
All that expertise, all that knowledge that I had I was just like zip, nothing.
It's worth about nothing.
Yeah. And then now, of course, when I was starting to get my bearings, then I was like, okay, I can navigate now. Right. But it like took me a minute. And quite honestly, you know who it was who got me? Heather Herrick, I'm sorry, Heather Sky. Sorry, that was her maiden name. She did the menopause roundtable with us.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So
She had like 9 kids, that one.
and she's texting me and she was like, make sure you do this and make sure you do this and be a patient advocate and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, holy crap, Heather. I'm like, you're getting me out of my funk and my cloud. I'm like, I needed you to tell me this. She was like, be an advocate.
This has been a Shut Up production.